Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a really serious topic that affects millions of people every year: identity theft. I mean, did you know that it happens every 22 seconds? Yeah, that's insane. Just think about it: every time you blink, someone could be trying to steal your identity.
It's not just about the financial hit, but also the time you lose trying to pick up the pieces and the stress of potentially losing your savings.
So, let's talk about how we can empower ourselves to understand and protect against this growing threat. Alright, so first off, let's break down how identity thieves operate.
These folks are clever, right? They exploit vulnerabilities and use various tactics to get your personal information. In fact, around 24 million Americans fall victim to this every year.
That's 1 in 3 people. It's wild to think that you could be a target without even realizing it. It really hits home, doesn't it? It makes you want to be more aware of your surroundings and your information. Now, let's get into some prevention strategies, because that's where we can really take control. One of the most effective ways to protect yourself is by regularly monitoring your accounts.
Like, seriously, check your banking and credit card statements for anything unusual. And don't forget about your Social Security account. I know it sounds tedious, but trust me, it's worth it. Another thing to be super vigilant about is your mail. Keep an eye out for unexpected account notifications or alerts about data breaches. It's those little things that can clue you in before it's too late. And speaking of being alert, you've got to stay cautious with your emails too. If you get a password reset request that you didn't initiate or an unauthorized account confirmation, it's time to take action. Now, let's talk about two-factor authentication, or 2FA for short. This is a game changer in securing your accounts. Seriously, if you're not using it, start now. It adds an extra layer of protection that could save you from a world of hurt. Oh, and don't forget to check your credit report at least once a year. Look for suspicious activity.
It's like giving your financial health a regular checkup. And while we're on the topic of health, let's talk about passwords. You need those bad boys to be strong and complex. Consider using a password manager to keep everything safe and sound.
Now, let's touch on something that might seem harmless but can actually expose you to danger: oversharing on social media. It's tempting to share everything about your life, but think twice before you post. Identity thieves can use that information against you. So, what if the worst happens and you find out you're a victim of identity theft? First off, don't panic. Your immediate response should be to contact the affected institutions.
Secure your accounts right away. Change your passwords not just for the affected accounts, but for any similar ones too. It's also crucial to report the theft to the FTC. They can guide you through the recovery process.
And if you're feeling overwhelmed, consider Identity Theft Protection Services. They can offer monitoring and insurance services that can really take a weight off your shoulders. Now, let's talk about the challenge of removing personal data from online sources. It can feel like an uphill battle, right? But there are personal data removal services out there that can help monitor and protect your information.
As we wrap this up, I want to reinforce the idea that awareness and proactive measures can really mitigate these risks. It's about taking control back and applying the strategies we discussed today.
Remember, you have the power to protect your identity. Before you go, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever experienced identity theft, or do you have any tips to share? Comment below, and let's get a conversation going.
Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the Cyber Guy Report newsletter for more tips and updates on staying safe online. Thanks for hanging out with me today. It's a tough topic, but we've got to face it head on.
And remember, even in the darkest situations, there's always a silver lining. Let's stay informed and empowered together.